What is up, guys? Welcome back. Joining me again with Thought Factory. So, if you haven't ever joined me with Thought Factory, what I do here is we watch Inside Star Citizen for the very first time. This is the first time I'm watching it. Meaning this episode, and we kind of see what's going on, and I give you my thoughts and opinions. So let's go ahead and jump into this. I need to shave.
It's a Drake manufactured ground vehicle that's called the Mule. I mean, it's a little on the nose.
Anyone that's played Star Citizen and done a box collection mission will be pretty familiar with the ways you have to do it, and from watching players play these missions, it's clear that there is scope to improve people's lives there.
That's happened to me before when the wind picks the your ship up and kind of start tossing it through the air. It's kind of a bug that happens every now and then. I'm not sure if they get it fixed or not. Hopefully they do. But yeah, it's pretty funny when it happens. It sucks at the same time too. And these look like drugs or something.
So let's say that you and your friends have just picked up a cargo collection or cargo delivery mission or something like that. That means that you need to go to a planet-side location, manually collect a whole bunch of carryable cargo, and then cart it to some other location. The Mule comes in here where you can land your ship however far away from the location as you need to, drive the Mule in.
Pretty cool.
It looks like this chunky industrial thing, but it definitely accelerates and it nips around. I got nothing but nips.
Load it up with 6 carryable boxes and then drive them all back in one go.
Well, that's cool.
Save you a few round trips.
I think that's cool. I like that.
Well, what makes it Drake is it's kind of like almost low-tech styling. So, for example, chunky pipes in the interior. And yeah, like they're just quite low-tech.
When we were building the Mule, we were conscious of trying to make it fit in as many ships as possible, and size-wise, if you can fit a rock on board your ship, you can fit a Mule.
Visually, my favorite part is either the entrance door, because it has these big beaming lights on there that like kind of light your way, but it just gives it like a really nice character to it.
And I hope that these lights are more functional than the lights on the rock. The rock lights kind of get on my nerves because they don't point towards the ground as much. I think that the lights need to light your way up in the ground and kind of shine out, further. But yeah, I hope that these lights are more functional in that way, because it's really hard to drive at night, in vehicles, especially when your vehicles aren't equipped with night vision. None of your vehicles are, nothing. Night vision is not built into the game. There is some kind of program that you can download. I forget what it's called, where you can install it, where you kind of get night vision. But yeah, that's just kind of like a workaround for now.
To it. Or the front arms, as I said, like when they deploy, it just looks like it's trying to give you a hug, and it's just like these little arms that kind of fold out, and
that's cool.
Yeah, it makes it look kind of cute. That and like the oversized wheels kind of make it look like a Tonka truck. It's just a cute little thing,
He uses the word cute a lot.
The Drake Mule is a fantastic addition to the game. It is a real big quality of life time saver for those that do box missions. And then in the future, with the cargo refactor, its next big use will be actually helping you load your vehicles. Loading these big SCU crates from where the cargo is delivered via a freight elevator, and with the cradle in the back and the forklift at the front. Let's
go back. I want to look at this again. This is the Caterpillar. This is what I'm looking forward to. A lot of people might get frustrated and be like, oh man, we got to load these one by one. I think it's going to be cool. I really do. I think it's going to be awesome. I mean, it might get tedious over time, but if you get tired of doing it, that's when you hire NPCs to load it for you. So eventually you're going to hire NPCs. They can load it. Of course, you're going to have to wait. You're not going to be doing much of anything while your ship is being loaded. That's why you go and either get in another ship, go do another job, maybe mining or something while your stuff is being loaded, or go to the local bar and meet a friend that has his same ship getting loaded and have a drink or two, and play some pool or whatever. That's the kind of stuff that I think is awesome. I think this is really cool. It's making it in depth, it really is. And I think this is awesome. Look at the elevators here. That is so cool. Bring them, load them. You're going to have your org mates probably helping you load the Caterpillar, or your crew mates loading the Caterpillar. This is awesome. A lot of people might not like it. I think it's amazing.
Cradle in the back and the forklift at the front.
That is cool.
You can then essentially ferry 2 large SEU crates towards your ship and onto your ship, depending on your ship, if your ship is capable of having it attached like that.
The Drake Mule is the latest in a recent line of small utility ground vehicles designed to improve the first-person, non-combat experience and provide more opportunities for expanded and emergent gameplay than ever before. And it'll make its straight-to-drivable debut in the persistent universe during this year's Invictus launch week. But that's not all, because the event has also brought with it the long-awaited Scorpius. With its popular styling and notable firepower, let's learn more about this tandem terror from Roberts Space Industries. The in-game one, not the... Well, I suppose it's both.
My favorite aspect of the ship, if I could pick only one,
cool looking
this ship definitely has an unforgettable silhouette. When you...
Everyone knows it's a silhouette of a X-wing. I mean, that's what this is based off of. It's based off of X-wing. It's not exactly an X-wing, obviously. It has a turn up top. X-wing doesn't have a turn up top. The X-wing has like a droid at the top. But yeah, it looks just like an X-wing. It's awesome. It's definitely a cool little ship, and I heard that it's pretty OP, but I don't know. But you got to be careful with that word, because you call it OP, they're gonna nerf it.
You first see it, you can definitely tell that it's going to be, something that you need to take seriously. It's something which you're not really going to forget anytime soon when you see it.
So we have a few heavy fighters in the game. We've got the Banner Defender, the Anvil Hurricane, the Super Hornet, and they all cater for players who enjoy combat, but they want to have a bit more cooperative combat between you and another player who are in one ship taking on the hordes of enemies. Something that makes these two-person heavy fighters special compared to smaller ships is just that shared experience of combat. It's just a much nicer gameplay experience when you're in this one ship taking on the world rather than two people doing their own thing.
So the Scorpius is a heavy fighter.
Wait a second, let's go back and look at this. Okay, that's our Anvil Hurricane. Okay, so he's firing this way, he's firing behind him. Okay, I was like, wait, that don't look right.
So the Scorpius is a heavy fighter. It's quite agile given its size. It's a two-person ship, and the gunner is in control of a remote turret. When we first conceived the concept of this ship, we didn't have the tech in place to have moving turrets. So I worked with Yogi and Mark to get this in place. And for the first time, you'll be able to control where the turret sits on the ship.
And it's also the first ship in Star Citizen to feature the iconic wing split.
We added a ship transform hotkey. So when the landing gear is retracted, you can use Alt and K to deploy the wings without having to also deploy the landing gear at the same time.
Cool.
There were certain elements from other RSI ships which we've taken, most notably the thrusters, but Honestly, this thing does stand on its own 2 feet, I think, more than the average ship. We were
Turn that Vanguard up.
almost leaning towards a more stealthy, sort of futuristic feel for the ship, and kind of what that would look like and mean to RSI if they were to progress down that route.
So since concept, it's doubled its missile loadout, so it's now got 16 size 2 missiles, and the shields have gone up to a single size 2 shield, which is pretty hefty in the current combat meta.
Dang.
Whilst the Scorpius will be launching at Invictus launch week, development is not stopping on the ship. There are some things that we want to do with it in the future, but they weren't essential to the vehicle releasing.
This ship is for someone who wants an agile ship that also does a lot of damage. In future, what we would like to do, so, wings retracted, maybe the ship can gain more momentum, have more agility. That is something we do want to look back at in the future.
So what did we learn this week? Well, we learned that Drake may not have the flashiest looks, but their focus on utility and usefulness can never be questioned with the upcoming Mule. That the RSI Scorpius will increase opportunities for those wanting to do the two-pilot tango while pushing turret gameplay into new spaces with its unprecedented changeable fire.
Jared, did you say turd gameplay? Sounded like you said turd gameplay.
Arcs. And that all of this is part of this year's Invictus launch week going on right now. Pop on over to the robertspaceindustries.com website for more details. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. This is the 7th floor of the Manchester Goods Yard building, 8th story of the building as a whole, and the first of 3 that will soon be home to our UK studio. Because they don't count the ground floor as one here. So the 8th story is actually numbered as the 7th story, 7th floor. No, Justin and Amanda, you do not cut this out. This is important. We'll see you all next week.
Alright, cool. That was a good Inside Star Citizen. I like that. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, if you guys want to debate with me on anything, or talk with me or whatever, we do have a Discord. The Discord link is in the description below, so just click on it and come join us and come talk with us and come play Star Citizen with us or any other game. You guys have a good one. Stay safe, Knights.